There's a certain amount of our own people who are going to be subject to the judgment associated with the lake of fire. All right, but even outside of America, you have those who are undesirables, who are enemies of the gospel, and some of those individuals will present themselves as leaders and teach things that they ought not, teach things that are contrary to sound doctrine. And the job of a white blood cell, okay, when you look at the role of a white blood cell in the body, as you can see here, white blood cells, also known as leukocytes or leukites, play a crucial role in the body's immune system, defending against infections and diseases by identifying and attacking foreign invaders like bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi, essentially acting as the body's soldiers to fight off infections. They travel through bloodstreams and tissues to reach the site of infection and destroy harmful pathogens. Okay, and there's more you can get, but it says the immune system cells, they are like warriors waiting in your bloodstream to attack invaders.
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakatadash. Double honors and salutations to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the 144,000 male prophets, and shalom to the rest of the 1/3, consisting of men, women, and children.
Okay, so that was a beautiful video put up by one of the elders on YouTube, Remnant Save 144, called The Body Needs White Blood Cells. Right? White blood cells. So I just wanted to make a video because, the Spirit been on me to do so for some time now, I watched the video, it was beautiful, it was edifying, and I immediately thought of certain scriptures to bring out concerning, times where there has been found in scripture where men had white blood cells, right? And that's what the body needs. The body needs white blood cells. So we're just gonna be getting into some scripture. Alright, so this right here is from the book of John, chapter 2, starting at verse 12. After this, he went down to Capernaum, he and his mother and his brethren and his disciples, and they continued there not many days. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables. Okay? So that right there is one of the greatest and most beautiful examples of having a white blood cell, man. Right? If anything comes against this truth, us having the 100% of it, if they, and I'm gonna pull up the scripture real quick. Right, so this right here is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. And it say, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Right, so if anybody's sitting up here talking about anything besides Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and what the elders and apostles of Great Millstone been teaching, then it's because there is no light in them, man. And it's just that simple. So when you got people trying to buck up against this truth, you gotta have a white blood cell, man. You gotta be able to attack and hey, man, if you got a slave, then you got a slave, man. Because at the end of the day, that's just how it is, man. That's how it is. That's what Yahweh Shai had, man. He had a white blood cell. He went into the temple, you know what I'm saying? And he caused hell, man. Literally. what are you doing selling inside of the temple, right? Then Yahushua say, you know, that house was supposed to be a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves, right? So if anybody try to come against this truth, you know, there has to be certain men that got white blood cells, man. And Lord willing, we be a part of that. Lord willing, we be a part of that number, man. Lord willing, we endure it all the way up until the end. All right, so we back at John chapter 2. We gonna read verse 15 one more time. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables. So nowadays they'll call that crashing out, bro. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he crashed out. He had a godly jealousy when he seen, you know, those Jews selling inside of the temple, right? Inside of his father's house, which was supposed to be a house of prayer. Verse 16, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house a house of merchandise. So he was like, listen, man, don't be selling shit inside of this temple, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not a house of merchandise. You're not supposed to be buying and selling and exchanging. You're supposed to be praying. You're supposed to be, you know, making supplication. You know, saying Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Baruch Yahushai Nawa. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Verse 17, and his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. Right. So that's a beautiful example of having a white blood cell, man. So with that being said, hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect. I'm gonna say shalom.